Hello, dear students. I'm Asha Bist. Today, I welcome you all in Class 5 EVS, a new chapter towards independence. I hope you all are safe and happy at your places. So, let's begin with a new chapter from your EVS book. Dear students, in this chapter, we'll understand role of Mahatma Gandhi in our independence as well as events that took place from 1920, just after the first revolt of independence. Then the Rowlatt Act, which was passed in 1919 by the British. In this chapter, we'll understand about the events which took place from 1920. So let's begin. The role of Mahatma Gandhi. As in the previous chapter, we studied that Mahatma Gandhi studied law in England and he was practicing law in South Africa. There he faced racial discrimination, and after that he returned from South Africa to India in 1950. When he returned home, he traveled all over India to understand the problems of the people living in India as well as to help the people in removing these problems from their lives. When he traveled all over India, he saw people were suffering. They had many problems and they were not having any solutions to that problem. While watching the problems people were facing that time, Mahatma Gandhi was very sad about that, and he decided himself that he is going to fight against all these problems. He will bring out the solutions for all these problems, as well as there were some of the famous evils which were practiced in the society that time, social and religious evils, and Mahatma Gandhi started working on it to remove all these social and religious evils from the society. Some of the social evils which were famous that point of time, about these social and religious evils we discussed in the previous chapter also. Some of the examples of those social and religious evils are the caste system, drinking alcohol, and many more. The role of Mahatma Gandhi we were discussing. We'll continue with the role of Mahatma Gandhi is in this slide also. When Mahatma Gandhi saw the poor condition of people there, the problems people were facing, he tried to fight against the British rule as well as against the social and religious evils. He tried to bring change in the society. He tried to remove the differences as per the caste in the society, as well as the bad habits which people were using were like the alcohol, having alcohol or consumption of alcohol. He tried to remove it from the society. Moving forward, now let's talk about Jallianwala Massacre. Jallianwala Bagh Andolan, or you can say a movement which people started after the act or the Rowlatt Act, which was passed by the British in 1919. In the First World War, Indian soldiers supported British army and they were thinking that Britishers will give them more concession, but British became more strict towards them and passed the Rowlatt Act in 1919. Here, against the Indians, people of the officials of British passed Rowlatt Act. According to this act, people cannot gather at one place. Even though they want to, if they want to gather peacefully at one place for a public meeting, they cannot do it. So, what the Britishers did according to Rowlatt Act, let's have more clear towards this Rowlatt Act in which was passed in 1919. According to this act, not more than 5 people could gather at one place. If somebody does so, he will be put into prison. Dear students, the spelling of more is M-O-R-E, more. Okay. So, according to this act, not more than 5 people could gather at one place. As earlier in the previous slide, I told you, if somebody wants to have a public meeting and in which he wants that more than 5 people should gather, at that point of time when Britishers passed this Rowlatt Act, according to this, people could not gather at one place for peaceful meeting even. If somebody does so, if somebody violates the rule, Britishers used to put him into the prison without a trial, and they can keep him for a longer period of time without a trial. Now, moving forward, on April 13, 1999, many people gathered in Jallianwala Bagh for a public meeting. People disobeyed this rule which was made by the British, and they gathered at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar for a public meeting. This information was passed to a British officer named General Dyer, and after listening to this information, he arrived at that Bagh with his soldiers, and he blocked the only entrance to the Bagh and ordered his soldiers to just fire against the people, those who were peacefully meeting there at that place. They started firing on them. Many of the people killed in this massacre, many of the women, children, people killed in this event, and hundreds of them were injured too. This incident is famous as Jallianwala Bagh event or massacre in Indian history. Next comes non-cooperation movement. About this movement we also discussed in the previous chapter. In 1920, after the Rowlatt Act, which was passed in the year 1919, Gandhiji launched this non-cooperation movement. According to this movement, Gandhiji called for disobeying of the rules made by the British. He wanted to disobey the rules made by the British in a peaceful manner. In this movement, Gandhiji asked people to disobey the laws passed by the British, that too in a peaceful manner. During this movement, people began to boycott the British goods which was brought to our country from the European countries. Not only some of the leaders of the Congress, but even many people from all walks of their life, like the students, the people, those who were working in different offices, they came together and they started disobeying the rules made by the British. Students, they joined this movement, they stopped attending their school and colleges. People, those who were working for the Britishers, now they started to refuse to work for the British. This was all about the non-cooperation movement. This was a clear policy as per the non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji fought this movement without any weapon. He fought against the British rule in a non-violence policy, according to which they will not hold or they will not use any weapon to remove the British rule from the country. The British, though they tried a lot to curb this movement so that people can be stopped to disobey the British rule and regulation, but they failed doing so. So, dear students, I hope you liked it. I hope you understood the chapter. This is the first part of the chapter which I just explained to you. We'll soon meet with the second part of this chapter. Till then, take care and have a nice day.